With the 7th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Donovan Clingan from the University of Connecticut.
All right, so here's the million-dollar question. Is Donovan Clingan the next big thing in Portland? I'm talking about a guy who, at 7'2", maybe 7'3" with shoes on, isn't just big physically, he's got big potential. And for a Portland team that's in rebuild mode, a dominant force in the paint could mean everything. Portland fans, let's face it, since Dame left, the team has needed a new identity, a new face to get behind. Could that be Clingan? Let's dive into what this big man brings to the table. And fair warning, by the end of this, you might just be convinced that Clingan is exactly what Portland's been waiting for. So let's start with what could make Clingan a household name from day one, his defense. Portland's known for having gritty players, but Clingan's defensive potential is something else entirely. He could be the wall of Portland, a shot-blocking force that leaves opponents second-guessing every move they make in the paint. Think about this. During his college days, Clingan was swatting shots like he was on a mission, averaging 2.1 blocks per game at UConn. That's not normal. For a young center, it's not just impressive, it's intimidating. In the preseason, Clingan grabbed 4.5 offensive boards per game. That's no small feat, especially for a rookie, and it's only the beginning of what he's capable of defensively. Imagine an opposing player driving down the lane, seeing a clear path, and then wham! Clingan's there, hand up, and that layup suddenly becomes a low-percentage heave. With his wingspan, he's blocking shots, altering angles, and more importantly, getting in players' heads. They'll start to think twice before even looking at the paint. And here's the kicker. His defensive timing is absolutely next level. Clingan doesn't just throw his body into plays, he knows exactly when to jump, when to swipe, and when to back off. That kind of awareness is usually something you only see in veterans, but Clingan's got it locked down at 20 years old. Think Rudy Gobert meets Miles Turner, a defensive presence that keeps opponents constantly on edge. Portland fans, get ready, because with Clingan on the floor, easy points are about to be a lot harder to come by. Alright, so Clingan's defense is top-notch, but this guy isn't just a one-trick pony. He's got some serious offensive chops too. One of the first things that jumps out? His screen setting. This guy is out there obliterating defenders with his screens, and I'm not exaggerating. One screen he set against Keontae George in the preseason looked like it was straight out of a big man's highlight reel. George went flying and Clingan barely even flinched. That's what you want in a modern center, someone who can open up the floor and create opportunities just by setting a pick. What's crazy is that his screens aren't just big, they're smart. He's creating a domino effect on the floor. When Clingan sets a screen, defenders are forced to overcommit and the ripple effect is real. One simple screen turns into a drive, which turns into a kickout, which, next thing you know, leaves a Portland shooter wide open for a three. We're talking about high IQ plays from a young big, and that's exactly the kind of stuff that separates the good from the great. And let's not forget his passing. Yeah, I said passing. This guy has court vision that's seriously impressive for a center. I mean, we're talking about Nikola Jokic light-level court awareness here. Clingan can grab a board, turn around, and boom, find the open man before the defense even knows what hit them. In tight spaces, he's comfortable with the rock and he's aware enough to find teammates across the floor without even looking. For Portland's offense, that kind of versatility is game-changing. With a passer like Clingan in the paint, the whole offense opens up. The kid is 20 years old and he's already got a feel for the game that most centers never reach. Alright, if you're a Portland fan, you know this team is all about grit. And if there's one thing Clingan brings, it's toughness on the glass. In college, this guy averaged 6.4 rebounds per game, and with his size, rebounding becomes a weapon. It's not just about stats, it's about creating second chance opportunities, taking the wind out of opponents' sails, and keeping possessions alive. The crazy thing is, he's out there out-rebounding guys without even jumping. Even Walker Kessler, who's no small dude at 7 feet, looks like he's outmatched. And when Clingan does jump, forget it. He's got an incredible wingspan and his hands are strong and reliable. We've seen big men fumble rebounds after they get them, but not Clingan. He secures the ball and immediately pivots, always looking to make a quick play. That kind of heads-up rebounding is the backbone of a winning team. In the NBA, every possession counts, and Clingan's presence on the boards is a game changer. Let's put it this way. Portland's rebounding struggles might just become a thing of the past. With Clingan cleaning up on the glass, the Blazers have a serious edge. Offensive rebounds turn into easy points, and defensive rebounds become fast breaks. You better believe Clingan's hustle will be a highlight in Portland's rebuild. Alright, Portland fans, here's where things get really exciting. Clingan isn't just a one-dimensional big man, he's got a budding three-point shot that he's not afraid to use. In the preseason, he attempted 5 three-pointers and made 1. Now, that might not seem like much, but it's actually huge news. Why? Because it shows he's willing to step out beyond the arc and try new things. For a center of his size, that's a big deal. Think about what a floor-spacing big could do for Portland's offense. If Clingan can develop even a semi-reliable three-point shot, defenses are going to have to respect it. Suddenly, the paint opens up and slashers like Anthony Simons and Scoot Henderson have a clear path to the basket. It's not just about Clingan making threes, it's about clearing more room for the entire team to operate. And let's not forget, Clingan's only 20. Give him a couple seasons and who knows? We could be looking at a true two-way center who can play in the post, knock down jumpers, and space the floor. For now, the fact that he's even attempting threes is a sign that he's got the work ethic to develop his game. And if he keeps improving, Portland might have a modern unicorn on their hands. Now, it's time for a reality check. For all the hype, Clingan isn't exactly walking into a situation where he'll get all the minutes he wants. With DeAndre Ayton as the likely starter and Robert Williams III looking to prove he's still an elite defender, Clingan has some serious competition. And it's not just about talent, it's about opportunity. Ayton is there to rebuild his value, and Williams brings a level of defensive experience that's hard to match. So where does Clingan fit? Does he come off the bench? Does he split minutes? Portland's got options, and how they use Clingan will be something to watch. And let's be real, for a guy his size, conditioning will be key. Last year, Clingan averaged just over 22 minutes per game in college. An 82-game NBA season is a whole different beast, and keeping up with that kind of schedule is no joke. But here's the thing. If Portland can bring him along at the right pace, Clingan could surprise everyone by mid-season. He's already shown he's willing to hustle, run the floor, and put in the work. And while he may not start out with 30 minutes a game, he's got the potential to earn more time as he adjusts. Portland fans, don't be shocked if he's dropping double-doubles off the bench by the All-Star break. Alright, let's take a step back and look at the big picture. Clingan's not just another rookie, he's potentially the future of Portland's frontcourt. With Damian Lillard gone, this is a team that's looking to rebuild, rebrand, and reignite Rip City. Clingan could be the guy they build around. Imagine 2-3 years down the line, Portland's got a young, exciting team with Clingan holding down the middle, swatting shots, grabbing boards, and spacing the floor. The Blazers' rebuild could fast-track with him as the anchor. And if he keeps developing, we're talking about a franchise-changing player, a guy who not only fills a role, but defines it. The Blazers fan base is one of the most loyal in the league. They deserve a new star, a new reason to cheer. And if Clingan lives up to his potential, he might just be that next big thing. He's got the size, the skill, and the grit to take Portland to the next level.